episode of MCUEx, your #1 source for MCU news, reviews, and discussion. I'm Addie Hays, and with me today are Doug Herring and Jeremy Stewart.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So before we get started with the news, which we're going to get to in just 1 second, we have to address the elephant in the room. At the time of recording this, the new Civil War trailer dropped about an hour ago. By the time you're seeing it, it will have dropped yesterday. We will be talking a lot about that in about 10 minutes. But before we get on to that, let's talk about the news stories of the week. Addie, what do we got?
Great. So first up on today's show, the weekly headlines, where we run down the biggest news of the week and get in as much discussion as we can before the timer runs out. So, earlier this week, set photos from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 surfaced, which seemingly revealed that Sylvester Stallone would be joining the film. Now, thanks to a report from On Location Vacations, we might have some idea about who he might be playing. According to someone who saw him on set, Stallone's costume looks a lot like Judge Dredd. The uniforms of the Nova Corps, seen in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, bear a striking resemblance to the iconic Judge Dredd costume, so it would seem that Stallone may be portraying a Nova Corps member. The same source also claimed that Howard the Duck would be returning for the Galactic sequel, which matches previous rumors. Guys, what do we think about Stallone joining Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I'll keep this one brief, but it's a Tango and Cash, Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone reunion. I love the way these two work together. I'm pumped. I have other thoughts about Howard the Duck, but we'll get there.
No, I'm super excited about it. And especially that Stallone's kind of doing more acting stuff now too. That's pretty
fresh
exciting.
Oscar nomination.
I was gonna say serious acting, but Guardians of the Galaxy isn't serious acting. It's very fun, comedic acting.
It's still acting, though.
But it's still acting, but not
Yeah, I think that the description of his costume, I never realized how similar the Nova Corps uniforms look to Judge Dredd, but they really do look exactly the same. So I think it'll be cool because we know that Glenn Close is coming back as Nova Prime. John C. Reilly has not been confirmed to return. So I think it's possible that we might see him as a very high-ranking member of the Nova Corps.
That makes sense. Or maybe maybe a not international but intergalactic. Because right now all we've seen of the Nova Corps is they've really stuck to Xandar.
Yeah, they're a whole empire.
Right.
Basically.
So maybe he's one of their there's a problem way over there. Let's send our best pilot, field guy, or whatever out. And if it's Stallone, that just makes me happy.
Yeah. Now, Howard the Duck. Yes.
I mean, I was super excited about him at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So, I mean, seeing that he's going to come back, I think it's kind of funny.
See, I wasn't as excited. I think he's a little random and a little out of place.
I don't think it'll be a large piece again. I mean, not again. I don't think he'll be a large piece in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think it's maybe another nod.
I agree. I think it'll be a good part for him as long as it's small.
Yeah.
Cool. What's next?
In collaboration with that #show, who originally broke the news that Finn Jones had been cast in Iron Fist, MCUExchange has reported on 4 new characters joining the upcoming Netflix show. While the characters are listed under codenames, they appear to be Joy Meacham, Ward Meacham, Davos the Steel Serpent, and most interestingly, Colleen Wing. Check in the description below this video for a link to read the full character descriptions on MCUExchange.com. Guys, let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss this story.
Really exciting. I think that Joy and Ward Meacham, Meacham is the last name of Harold Meacham, who was Wendell Rand's business partner who betrayed him and ultimately led to his death. So I think his daughter showing up, and I think in the comics Ward is his brother, but judging by the age they listed for the actors, I'm guessing it'll be his son. So having Joy and Ward Meacham show up, I think really highlights the sort of business drama aspect of Iron Fist.
And I think it gives, because right now we haven't heard anything about an antagonist or even, right? We're so early in the process. But also I think the Meachams, because of the way that Danny kind of tries to avenge his father, I think it'll give him a very interesting dynamic to be like, okay, Steel Serpent, do I care? Who do I care about more? Which threat do I have to deal
Right.
with?
Am I Danny Rand or am I Iron Fist?
Exactly.
Right. And then the Colleen Wing stuff is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
and then we
yes.
have like an Asian female character, which is diversity amazing.
Right, yeah. I mean, but representation and all that aside, Colleen Wing's just a really cool character.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that they're bringing her into it. The more people with fighting experience, the better, in my opinion. And I think that all of these people, Misty Knight, Elektra, Colleen Wing, they're all going to be showing up in the Defenders. And so I think while the main Defenders might just be the four that are getting their own series, I think that the team, once it's assembled in the Avengers, is going to be
and like will Punisher be there?
Yeah,
right.
Awesome.
Great.
Cool.
What's next?
As production is set to begin soon on Sony's Spider-Man reboot starring Tom Holland, Deadline and Variety have given us our first bit of casting news. Actress and singer Zendaya has been reportedly cast as Michelle. While we don't know much about the character yet, Variety has reported that Michelle will neither be a lead in the Spider-Man movie nor a love interest for Peter Parker, but will play a larger role in future films. Guys, what do we think about this casting news for Spider-Man? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss. Well, I mean, I really only know Zendaya from her, fashion choices recently and Disney Channel from babysitting. So I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I have a problem with this because she's a Disney Channel.
That's like the one thing that
my one worry is that they're doing that Hollywood thing that's like, oh, this person has a name that'll attract viewers to the audience, which for this looks like a younger audience that they're going to try and get, that 12 to 16 age range instead of the 16 to 22, which they already have. And this kind of seems to me like a way to get them. And I hope she is amazing. I've never seen anything about her, but the fact that she's a Disney Channel singer-songwriter personality,
fashionista,
worries.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing about that. The style of acting on those Disney Channel shows, which is all I've ever seen of Zendaya's acting, that style is terrible. It doesn't at all give us a real idea of what her real acting ability is.
Yeah, that's fair.
It kind of worries me that this is, I mean, I don't know what her acting has been since Disney Channel, but it's nothing that I've heard of.
Right.
So it kind of worries me.
I don't think she's done it. I don't think she's really done it.
Yeah,
it's all I've seen is
to
do
original
music.
But so I think it's too little information to form a really strong opinion, but
cool, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right, so a listing from Australian theater chain Event Cinemas has listed the runtime for Captain America Civil War as 2 hours and 26 minutes. Disney has since confirmed this via The Hollywood Reporter, making Civil War the longest MCU movie to date, 4 minutes longer than The Avengers and only 5 minutes shorter than the upcoming Batman vs. Superman. What do you guys think about Civil War being the MCU's longest movie? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I think it's super deserved. I think with all the characters that are in it, with the new introducing not one new character, but two brand new with other people, and even with our two with Black Panther and Spider-Man being like the two new Avengers who are being introduced, plus all the people that come with them, like Everett Ross, like all of these other people. I think I'm glad it has this runtime because I think it, and knowing how Marvel does their movies, which I'm very happy with, I think they're going to use the runtime to its full advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
And after seeing the trailer, which we'll talk about in a minute.
A couple more minutes, guys.
2.5 minutes wasn't enough of that trailer. 2.5 hours won't be enough either. I want it to be as long as possible. This is great news.
Yeah, and going off your other point, a lot of the Avengers that we have seen in other movies, we've only seen in one or two. Falcon, we've only seen in, well, I guess Ant-Man as well now, but we have
Witch,
Vision. It's a lot of new people that I want to learn more about.
Exactly. It's a lot of characters that we've seen before but don't know much about.
And the other thing for this is and actually I'll save this for our trailer discussion when we get there. I'll save the point I'm about to make.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, let's stop the timer
All right.
and move on to our next story.
All
Sorry,
right.
everyone.
Season 2 of Daredevil is only a week away, and in a new promo for the series, Netflix has revealed the costumes of the Punisher, Elektra, and Daredevil. The Punisher appears to be wearing an armored costume similar to Daredevil's Season 1 suit, and featuring his iconic skull emblem. Daredevil is sporting a brand new mask, and Elektra looks closer to her comic book counterpart than anything else we've seen so far. What do we think of the new trailer and these costumes? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I think all of these costumes look great.
Yeah.
Punisher's, the pattern of his armor looks so similar to Daredevil Season 1 costume. I'll be really surprised if we don't see Melvin Potter return to design it. And probably Daredevil's new costume as well. So I think we're definitely going to be seeing him show up, which is exciting. And yeah, all three of them look great.
Yeah, I love the skull thing, made me so happy.
The skull looks good.
And it's not like so in your face. It's just like,
what
I
love about it. No, I'm agreeing.
Your face looked like you disagree. No, but I think that's one of my favorite parts.
I love how the skull is not like this bright fluorescent white. It's like faded and it looks
because
it looks like painted on.
Yeah, it looks like I agree that we'll see Melvin Potter, but for me, I kind of feel like Punisher might have put together some of his own stuff. I think he might have seen Daredevil running around the city Season 1 and been like, okay, let's do this.
I gotta get me one of those.
I gotta get me one of those. Let me paint my thing, get my duster, get my guns, and add some limited hockey armor, whatever. Yes. I love how the costumes look.
Now, do you guys think that we'll see that costume for Elektra and the Punisher early on in the series? Or do you think it'll be like Season 1 where we don't see the full costume until almost the very end?
I don't think till the very end.
I think it would be like halfway through. I think like episode 5 or 6.
Especially since they've teased it.
Well, I think Elektra probably has hers.
Okay.
I think she probably has hers from early on because she's already kind of...
appears to know what she's doing, right? And if Punisher, from what we've seen in the trailers, is just figuring it out, it'll take him longer to get a costume together.
All right, cool. What's left?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. returned after its extended mid-season break this week with episode 311 titled Bouncing Back. For a full discussion and breakdown of this episode, make sure to tune into our sister podcast, It's All Connected, on MCUExchange.com. For now, let's discuss our initial impressions of this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I loved it.
Yeah,
I missed it so much.
Yeah.
Ward was amazing. I love what he's doing with Hive. It's just every single time he came on the screen, I kind of like got little like creeps.
Yeah, he played that creepy space alien parasite. He did
really well. I was genuinely surprised. Like I really like him, like as an actor as well. But wow.
I really, really enjoyed the episode. I didn't realize how much I missed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I we've talked a lot about Agent Carter on the show. And I like that show, but this really shows me the gulf in I think maybe even like the writing staff and where they're focusing a lot more of their talent seems to have gone to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was blown away. I was sitting in bed watching it and being like, good. And then I was like halfway through, I was like sitting up, like really invested, and it was great.
Yeah. How did you guys like Elena Rodriguez as Slingshot?
The way they had explained her power and the way they tapped it. So she is not, because our whole thing, last week about people being too powerful on that, her whole like heartbeat can only run was so perfect. Cool. And I also really liked her as an actress. There was a little bit of sorry, I'm rambling. Let me finish this point. I thought there was a little bit of a disconnect when she could understand English and then didn't understand English and then could speak it and then didn't speak it.
I think when she did speak English at the end, it looks like they were trying to make it seem like they told her what to say.
Yeah, no, I know. But there were...
No, I get what you're saying. You're talking about a couple, like, during the interrogation scene when she was in the...
Yeah, and I was like, why? You just couldn't understand a word.
Yeah.
And now you can partially...
The one sentence where Daisy or Mac or somebody mentioned the police, and she seemed to recognize that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, policia and police, they're similar enough words. She probably picked it out of context. But
it didn't take me out too much, though, during the episode. I really
But my only problem was, like, they were trying to have a conversation, and I have had a conversation with someone who I do not speak the language. And I was in the Czech Republic, and you can't even try.
Right.
Like, I get that maybe Mac knows a little Spanish, and
obviously you had
she
Joey.
knows a little, I loved him. Shut up.
I think the only thing that I didn't love about this episode is that you can really start to feel the sheer number of characters that this show.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, what did May do this episode?
May just kind of like she was in 2 episodes. She watched Coulson like talk.
Yeah. 2 scenes, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, 2 scenes. She just kind of like watched people talk, and that's really it.
Well, and I think maybe once they break off Bobby and Hunter for their own series, we might see them disappear from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. They might be like, oh, they're on a secret mission, bye.
Right.
Which I think will be great.
The other thing that they did, which I think will help, is that Daisy's kind of instituting an off-leash program with the Secret Warriors. Right.
And there's
Joey can leave and come back when they need.
Yeah.
And then just the one thing of the 3 months later.
Yeah,
at the very beginning.
Forward.
So that's her necklace. That's her necklace. And
it looked like it.
Right.
I have my own theory about that. Well, who do you think? Do you think it is Slingshot?
I mean, from the necklace, I think it's Slingshot.
Okay. Who do you think it is?
Who's
in the spaceship?
In the spaceship.
Oh, I don't think it's Slingshot. Maybe like Mac.
See, that's my thought exactly. When he said that, I don't like to talk about it, but I'm a man of faith as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think it's gonna. Right. I think that's a misdirect. I think Mac's gonna bite the dust at the end of the season.
So it's immediately you think it's Yo-Yo, but it's
that will break my heart because I
really like Mac.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Awesome.
To what we've all been waiting for. What's our main discussion, Addie?
Our next segment of this episode is our main discussion of the day, where we debate something about the future of the MCU. Just yesterday, a brand new trailer for Captain America Civil War hit the internet. This was also accompanied by a series of new character posters for each member of the team, set visit reports from various outlets, and tickets for the movie going on sale online. With the marketing machine for Civil War in full swing, our main discussion question today is, what was the best part of the Civil War trailer?
Okay, so clearly I wrote that question before the trailer dropped.
The best part was the entire thing.
Well, but there's clearly one real best part, and it was Spider-Man
at the end. Yeah.
It just, the first thing like about that last image of him is hearing his voice come out of that costume, because Tom Holland is 19 years old,
right.
So he's actually a child still compared to the other Spider-Mans, and it's just such a weird thing to see coming out of that costume.
Oh, see, my favorite thing about that was the little eye squint. I think that's, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter were like, oh, they're copying Deadpool. And actually, if you think about when they had to do production for this, there's no way they're copying Deadpool, but seeing how well it worked, I'm very, very happy that that's happening.
I like the noise with it too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, whereas Deadpool did it they never really explained how that eye motion worked. It looked very technical. It looked almost like a camera lens for Peter Parker. Maybe some Stark tech.
That's my other thing is I can't imagine his suit is made by anybody but Stark.
Well, it looked kind of homemade, so I think for the most part the suit is.
It might have some
Peter's.
updates from Tony Stark.
Upgrades from Tony.
And we also see in that trailer, there's when he's flipping, you can see the web slinger, you can see the pouches of what looks like extra webbing.
Right. Loved that.
Yeah, and especially the web grabbing the shield, tying. Now the interesting thing is, Cap's hands got tied, and I didn't see him try and break out of it. And I don't know if that's because it depends on how strong that webbing is. If Stark's made it, that webbing might be really strong.
I think it would cheapen the character a little bit if Stark made the webbing, because
Peter
Parker is a genius.
Yeah.
So I think...
so to the point of, though, how strong do you think that webbing is?
And just in general, how strong is Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think he might be just genuinely surprised that happens, and then he hears a child talking out of a costume, and he's like, what's happening right now?
But the question is then, for the fight that ensues, for me, I'm assuming right after that, does Cap just go, okay, that was easy? Does he struggle a little bit?
Right.
Does someone have to
I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, at least. Yeah. Just to not be like, oops.
I mean, obviously... Cap is stronger than your average person.
Right.
But that web has got to be stronger than a rope. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be at least a bit difficult for him.
Yeah.
Now, I think Black Panther's claws can probably
Black
cut through.
Oh,
Let's talk about Black Panther.
His whole from the moment he's on the ground and you see his face all worried, and I was like, yes. And then
the jumping off over the car, and then hearing him like
Audi,
and then you like hear him like claw, and it's just like, oh,
yes.
goodness.
And then him fighting Bucky,
and then getting shot at, and then just like standing there.
Well, right now remember
his suit
exactly.
Yeah,
his suit it's all vibranium. He doesn't just have vibranium claws. So he is wearing a suit of armor made of Captain America's shield,
but also as flexible as what looks like Peter Parker's suit.
Right.
Yeah,
that skin tight.
He moves around in it. He's fast.
I mean, now he outruns or outjumps the motorcycle, because from what it looks like is he's running, jumps onto the hood of the Audi and jumps towards, like panther flies towards that motorcycle and claws the back tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How quick, like how powerful do we think he's going to be?
I think he'll be peak human. I don't think he'll be as strong as Cap. Maybe his suit will make him comparable to Captain America, but I don't think there's any superhuman.
Right, so we're saying like the perfect mix between Cap and Iron Man. Right, he's got the suit that helps
I like
to the peak physicality of a human.
Right, yeah, he's partially tech-based, but also
but it's also like, is he going to be drinking? Right, it's like the tea that gives him the Wakandan.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any sort of supernatural or superhuman powers involved. I think it's going to be all him and his suit. That's all it's going to be.
Cool.
But the suit is enough to make him basically Captain America.
And the claws.
And the claws, right.
I love the sound of the claws. That keeps replaying in my head. The Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yes.
First off, I really like the Scarlet Witch thing where when they're like New York, DC, and then they say Sokovia, and they like go to her, and Cap's like, I think that's enough.
Yeah,
I like the more
she's
like
about her brother.
They're having more emphasis on her, and then they have that quick shot of her just destroying Vision,
or controlling. It looks like
he's like
on
she
his
like
knees
had it everywhere, and he was like crumbling. It's cool.
It's very cool. Seeing those two fight, I think, is going to be really cool fight.
And then when we have there's that really wide shot of everyone running at each other, and you see like Iron Man and War Machine take off, and you're like, okay, I guess Falcon and Vision's on this side, and it's like, okay, I guess Falcon can fly. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and she's higher than him.
Yeah. So one thing that I thought was really interesting is that shot of the ocean when a building arises out of the ocean. It looks like the MCU is going to bring the raft into it, into this movie, which is kind of a secret super prison in the middle of the ocean. And I think that there is a pretty good chance that we might see the Abomination show up.
Whoa.
You think in Civil
War? Not for any big role. But I think if we're going to see a super secret prison for superpowered people, we should see the prisoners that live there.
Well, because
that would be so
you bring that up,
awesome.
and my mind immediately goes to that one of the first shots in the trailers. Tony he's got his arm in a sling, and he's standing in what looks like there's a bunch of empty cells in there, and maybe this is from me watching like the way Flash puts their metahumans in their prison. It's like that glass, so you can see their powers, but not really. And it's like the thing they put Hulk in. In the Avengers, in the helicopter. Right, and it's like that glass.
Yeah.
Like clearly Glass shouldn't be able to hold these people.
Obviously
but
not glass, but whatever.
Right, it's
whatever
it looks like Tony's kind of standing in front of like 6 cells or something.
Yeah.
It's like might be. And I could be completely wrong about this, but if they're doing the raft, which it really does look like, I think that might be.
You think
are we putting Bucky in one of them? Do we have to put Cap in one of them? Right. It's like these are cells for each person.
If we got
Scarlet
a
Witch
prison
goes in
break
there.
Scene, like we did in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll get it. I don't think they'll get them in prison, but I think we might see Tony start to plan for if he has to put them there.
Okay.
I think he might be going there saying, look, if this gets out of hand, we need to not just be able to capture them, because then what do? We need to have the redundancies available to put them away and keep them there.
Especially with Scarlet Witch on the other hand.
It's like you think about Falcon, and it's like just take his
backpack away and he's fine.
Yeah.
And but then Scarlet Witch can just like fly whatever she wants.
From the trailer, she can pretty much. I don't know the limits of her power.
I think we're going to learn a lot about her powers.
I don't think she knows the limits of her power.
We're going to learn a lot this movie about her powers, I think.
So if they're doing the raft, which it definitely looks like they are, and Baron Zemo, who we still haven't seen, by the way. We haven't seen anything of him. And I think part of the reason for that is that he's being set up for later movies.
Yes, I agree.
So Baron Zemo, Thunderbolt Ross, the raft, are they setting up Thunderbolts for Phase 4?
Maybe Phase 4?
Yeah, certainly not anytime in the next few years.
I don't know how much they're gonna... It seems like we have so many characters, and this kind of goes back to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing we're talking about. We have so many characters. We haven't even talked about Ant-Man on Hawkeye's arrow yet in the trailer.
Don't worry.
But like, this is my point. We have so many characters, and there are going to be so many movies to explain people's powers, and not even origin stories, but just stories to tell.
Right.
I think they might work Thunderbolt into the story, but I don't know if he'll ever get a standalone.
Oh, no. I mean the Thunderbolts, the team, not Thunderbolt Ross.
I still think with the Avengers, and if we're doing our Netflix Defenders, I don't think Marvel's going to try and have two basically competing teams at the same time.
Yeah, because then also you can think about Guardians of the Galaxy as well. They are more like a galactic type team.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But Thunderbolts has the unique perspective in that they're not heroes, really.
Right.
I mean, it's like you would never have the Justice League and Suicide Squad in the same universe, except of course you would. And DC is.
Right, but then again, DC hasn't done standalone movies for 8, 10, 12 other characters.
True. But I don't think that we need necessarily standalone movies. I don't even know that we need a whole Thunderbolts movie. But I do think that there's a good chance that we might see the Thunderbolts at some point.
I totally
agree with. I think we'll see them as a team. I thought you were saying, are they going to get their own standalone?
I do think that's possible too in Phase 4. Because where else would you go in Phase 4? After you beat Thanos, where do you go from there?
I mean, and then this again, our perennial problem. It goes back to a rights issue. If Spidey works out and we start being able to get some of his villains, if we can get Fantastic Four back,
that's a big if.
Right, it's a big if. But if this deal works, and Sony makes bank, which they will, why would it's that whole thing of why would we not see this? And maybe this is just me being purely as optimistic as possible, because I would love to see the Fantastic Four and their villains mainly in the MCU.
I completely agree. I think the big difference is Fox doesn't need it as bad as Sony did.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Especially, yes. But I would still, with the whole every 7 years they have to make the movie, otherwise the rights revert.
Right.
What do they do in, 5 years now?
They
6
push
years?
out another shitty reboot. But getting back to the Civil War trailer, Addie, favorite moment, other than Spider-Man. We're taking Spider-Man out of the running.
There's so many moments just going through my head. Like, I don't like.
Okay, then I'll start.
Yeah. Why do you always do that to me?
Sorry. Ant-Man on Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see some Ant-Man specifically get shot off an arrow since they announced he got his own movie.
So
I'm so excited.
For us, it was last night. For you guys, it was 2 days ago. Jeremy Renner tweeted a picture of his new costume with the hashtag #GetOnMyTip, which is kind of funny. But also, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay. It's happening.
And I'm so glad it's happening.
The arrow breaks apart,
right,
and he flies through one of
Iron
Man's
hands.
Yeah, one of his fingers, And
then there's a comic book panel of that happening, and it happens a lot.
It happened in Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Ant-Man just grows into an uppercut, which is
I don't know
awesome.
if he'll do that.
I don't know if he'll do that.
Or if he'll stay small and mess with Tony's suit. That's what he did with Falcon.
Oh, and that kind of goes back to the rumor with Maria Hill.
Yeah.
Maybe that she provides some information about the suit to
like,
them,
hey.
and Ant-Man learns.
Ant-Man knows how to sabotage Tony's suit.
Yeah, because Falcon, in Ant-Man, he just kind of like messes with whatever he can.
Yeah, and in the Ant-Man movie, the flashback to the 60s of Hank Pym, she goes into to disable the bomb. Right, she goes into there. So it seems like there's a recurring theme of
I don't think he'll have to go subatomic and go in between the molecules of his suit.
It's still the same principle of to stop technology,
right? Get
tiny, pull some wires,
right? Yeah, and I think we've got a good shot of seeing that happen with Tony's suit.
I cannot wait to see that move finished.
So, question for you guys: in the trailer, we see Rhodey get shot.
Yes.
And it looks like he gets hit with some sort of energy blast.
Yeah, and it's right in the chest.
It's right in the chest, but nobody on Cap's team. Go ahead, Addie.
I just thought about this because we were talking about Scarlet Witch and being able to control Vision. What if it's Vision's pew?
Right. Well, so that was
and she's controlling him doing that.
Oh, you think Scarlet Witch controls Vision to shoot down Rhodey?
That's a possibility.
So that was my question, which is, who do we think shot him?
I thought it was from the trailers, the way it's cut together, it looks like it's Bucky with some kind of RPG.
I don't think it is. I
don't think so either.
I think if the trailers make it look like something, you can be pretty sure it's not that.
But then
something.
again, if Bucky does shoot down Iron Man's best friend, there's a lot of tension. It also depends on where in the movie that comes, if that kicks off the whole thing, if that's just a consequence.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, even the way they edited it in the trailer, it didn't look like
when
he was holding the gun.
Yeah.
It looked like he was inside, so I don't think it was.
Yeah. And the angle was just wrong, because he was shooting like straight on.
Well, it was definitely like
War Machine got hit from like below.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So and it also just didn't look like a bullet or a rocket. It looked like some sort of energy blast. And Vision could do it, but Vision's on Rhodey's side, so there's no way Vision would do that. Unless, like you said, Scarlet Witch was controlling him.
It's just because we talked about that.
Unless there's another piece of tech that somebody comes up with that's like to stop.
Right.
Iron
Somebody's
Man,
holding some sort of.
It's basically, what are they called?
Like an EMP?
EMP, thank you. I was going to say EKG, and that's not right.
No, it's not. But so who.
Well, also, does Rhodey then die?
No. They showed that in the trailer. If he died, there's no way that would have been in the trailer.
Yeah.
Right. But it looks like he's down and out.
Oh,
absolutely.
And I'm sure he'll be taken out of commission.
And Iron Man's face, or Tony's face, when he looks up, is
heartbreaking.
Yeah. He looks like emotionally destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
He has a lot of those faces in this trailer.
He does. We'll talk about the watch in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like I think Rhodey might, maybe not dead, but maybe comatose. Maybe out for a good portion of the fight.
I agree. I think he'll be taken out for a while.
I think he'll be first, first to go down.
And that's necessary because when you look at just how powerful Tony's side is, you got to take at least one of those members out of commission to have a fair fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and especially with Spidey joining in at the end, it's like,
It's 6 on 6, but it's not even close to fair.
No, not at all.
So taking like one person out on Tony's side is fine.
Right.
Yeah. So Tony's watch, glove, suit thing.
Right. Yes.
I love the way they've done Tony's suit from the very first big one that looked like the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
To the suitcases, to him saying he destroyed them all, but clearly not. Because there was that rumor that they were going to go with the nanotech storyline, right? And there was that rumor that
like extremis armor.
Extremis,
whatever.
But the one where he like injects it into his bloodstream and it can just kind of come. I like the fact that it's still a piece of hardware on him that he has to.
I don't think they're ever going to do
it
coming out of his skin.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be hard to translate to film.
Right.
I agree. And we were talking about Tony's faces. His face when he realizes that Bucky just tried to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
And in that shock and surprise and anger. Yeah.
Heartbreak face number 2.
Yes, this is such a good. What Mackie said a while back about how it's a good acting movie for everybody. It was just the trailer already shows that.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I think the nice thing is like now we have all of these people who have for so long been fighting pretty much towards the same goal, albeit different ways, are now getting betrayed by each other, and like that whole like. There's that line in like the first trailer, maybe the second, where it was like it was like Cap says like he's my friend,
so was I,
and so was I, and it's like just as an actor, it's like I want to say those words. I love Robert Downey Jr. That's just my reaction to this trailer in general.
So wrapping up, let's take turns and talk just final thoughts on the trailer. I'll go first. I'm so excited for this movie, guys. I think this might be the most excited I've ever been for an MCU movie. Age of Ultron was close because it was the first time since 2012 that we'd seen the Avengers come together.
But my thing with Age of Ultron is like I'd heard stuff about the Joss Whedon being unhappy, so I was like I had a little bit of reservation.
And the early reviews were good for Age of Ultron, but not glowing. Whereas these are like have been great.
I mean, from what James Gunn said today.
I was gonna say that he saw the movie without the special effects in it, and he was like raving about it. And he's like, I don't do that with every Marvel movie.
Which he does.
That's the thing. James Gunn's pretty honest about that.
Yeah.
He'll never badmouth a Marvel movie, but if he doesn't like it, he just won't say anything.
Yeah. Right. And then he also said Tom Holland's the best Spidey ever. So.
I have no trouble believing
I don't either. I am so pumped for this movie. It's unreal. Like I think the only movie I have ever been this excited about was probably The Force Awakens when I saw that trailer.
Yeah.
For kind of the same reasons. This was one of those trailers that I was like, immediately went to Fandango. I was like, let me get the earliest tickets I can.
Agreed.
Obviously I'm also super duper excited. One of my favorite things in the trailer was like all of the Black Widow shots and like her another like great acting faces, like just her reactions to some things that are being said to her. Her like fight sequences look amazing. Her hair looks great.
Well, the nice thing is we know the Russo fight sequences, their hand-to-hand stuff is
so good.
So good. So I mean, I'm so excited to see what they do with people now with powers. And even the Cap and Iron Man fights where, yes, they have powers, but really it's a lot of hand-to-hand fighting. I am just so excited for.
Yeah,
and lastly, of course, Spidey. I have been waiting for.
How can you not?
I've just been waiting for the perfect Spidey. So, and James Gunn's comments makes it even better.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. So, with that discussion, let's wrap up.
That is the end of this week's episode of MCUEx, everybody. We want to give a huge thank you to our friends at Stone Street Studios for letting us film here. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and check out MCUExchange.com for up-to-the-minute updates on everything related to the MCU. I'm Addie Hays. You can follow me at Addie Bree on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm Jeremy Stewart. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jeremy_Stewart.
And I'm Doug Herring. Make sure to follow the MCU Exchange on Twitter at the MCU Exchange and on Facebook just at MCU Exchange.
And
we will see you next week. Thank you so much, guys. We have a special episode coming for you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. This because she's a Disney Channel.
That's like the one thing that kind
of my one worry is that they're doing that Hollywood thing that's like, oh, this person has a name that'll attract viewers to the audience, which for this looks like a younger audience that they're going to try and get, you know, that 12 to 16 age range instead of the 16 to 22, which they already have. And this kind of seems to me like a way to get them. And I hope she is amazing. I've never seen anything about her, but the fact that she's a Disney Channel singer-songwriter personality,
fashionista,
worries.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the thing about that. The style of acting on those Disney Channel shows which is all I've ever seen of Zendaya's acting.
Mm-hmm.
That style is terrible.
It
doesn't at all give us a real idea of what her real acting ability is.
Yeah, that's
fair. It kind of worries me that this is, I mean, I don't know what her acting has been since Disney Channel, but it's nothing that I've heard of.
Right.
So it kind of worries me.
I think
I don't think she's done it.
I don't think she's really done it.
Yeah,
she
it's all I've seen is
acting to
do
original
music. Yeah.
But so I think it's too little information to form a really strong opinion, but
cool, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right, so a listing from Australian theater chain Event Cinemas has listed the runtime for Captain America Civil War as 2 hours and 26 minutes. Disney has since confirmed this via The Hollywood Reporter, making Civil War the longest MCU movie to date, 4 minutes longer than The Avengers and only 5 minutes shorter than the upcoming Batman vs. Superman. What do you guys think about Civil War being the MCU's longest movie? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I think it's super deserved. I think with all the characters that are in it, with the new introducing not one new character, but two brand new with other people, and even with like with Black Panther and Spider-Man being like the two new Avengers who are being introduced, plus all the people that come with them, like Everett Ross, like all of these other people. I think I'm glad it has this runtime because I think it, and knowing how Marvel does their movies, which I'm very happy with, I think they're going to use the runtime to its full advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
And after seeing the trailer, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Couple minutes, guys.
2.5 minutes wasn't enough of that trailer. 2.5 hours won't be enough either. I want it to be as long as possible. This is great news.
Yeah, and going off your other point, like a lot of the Avengers that we have seen in other movies, we've only seen like in one or two. Like Falcon, we've only seen in, well, I guess Ant-Man as well now, but we have
Witch,
Vision. It's a lot of new people that I want to learn more about.
Exactly. It's a lot of characters that we've seen before but don't know much about.
And the other thing for this is and actually I'll save this for our trailer discussion when we get there. I'll save the point I'm about to make.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, let's stop the timer and move on to our next story.
Sorry, everyone.
Season 2 of Daredevil is only a week away, and in a new promo for the series, Netflix has revealed the costumes of the Punisher, Elektra, and Daredevil. The Punisher appears to be wearing an armored costume similar to Daredevil's Season 1 suit, and featuring his iconic skull emblem. Daredevil is sporting a brand new mask, and Elektra looks closer to her comic book counterpart than anything else we've seen so far. What do we think of the new trailer and these costumes? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I think all of these costumes look great. Punisher's, the pattern of his armor looks so similar to Daredevil Season 1 costume. I'll be really surprised if we don't see Melvin Potter return to design it. And probably Daredevil's new costume as well. So I think we're definitely going to be seeing him show up, which is exciting. And yeah, all three of them look great.
Yeah, I love the skull thing, made me so happy.
The skull looks good.
And it's not like so in your face. It's just like
that's what I love about it. No, I'm agreeing.
Your face looked like you disagree. No, but I think that's one of my favorite parts.
I love how the skull is not like this bright fluorescent white. It's like faded and it looks
because it looks like painted on.
Yeah, it looks like I agree that we'll see Melvin Potter, but for me, I kind of feel like Punisher might have put together some of his own stuff. I think he might have seen Daredevil running around the city Season 1 and been like, okay, let's do this.
I gotta get me one of those.
I gotta get me one of those. Let me paint my thing, get my duster, get my guns, and add some limited hockey armor, whatever. Yes. I love how the costumes look.
Now, do you guys think that we'll see that costume for Elektra and the Punisher early on in the series? Or do you think it'll be like Season 1 where we don't see the full costume until almost the very end?
I don't think till the very end.
I think it would be like halfway through. I think like episode 5 or 6.
Especially since they've teased it.
Well, I think Elektra probably has hers.
Okay.
I think she probably has hers from early on because she's already kind of...
appears
to know what she's doing, right? And if Punisher, from what we've seen in the trailers, is just figuring it out, it'll take him longer to get a costume together.
All right, cool. What's left?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. returned after its extended mid-season break this week with episode 311 titled Bouncing Back. For a full discussion and breakdown of this episode, make sure to tune into our sister podcast, It's All Connected, on MCUExchange.com. For now, let's discuss our initial impressions of this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I loved it.
Yeah,
I missed it
so
so
good.
much.
Yeah.
Ward was amazing. I love what he's doing with Hive. It's just every single time he came on the screen, I kind of like got little like creeps.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
played that
he's-
creepy space alien parasite.
He did
really well.
well. I was genuinely surprised. Like I really like him, like as an actor as well. But wow,
I really enjoyed the episode. I didn't realize how much I missed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah.
I we've talked a lot about Agent Carter on the show, and I like that show, but this really shows me the gulf in I think maybe even like the writing staff and where they're focusing a lot more of their talent
Yeah.
seems to have gone to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was blown away. I was sitting in bed watching.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the 6th episode of MCUEx, your number one source for MCU news, reviews, and discussion. I'm Addie Hays, and with me today are Doug Herring and Jeremy Stewart.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So before we get started with the news, which we're going to get to in just one second, we have to address the elephant in the room. At the time of recording this, the new Civil War trailer dropped about an hour ago. By the time you're seeing it, it will have dropped yesterday. We will be talking a lot about that in about 10 minutes. But before we get on to that, let's talk about the news stories of the week. Addie, what do we got?
Great, so first up on today's show, the weekly headlines, where we run down the biggest news of the week and get in as much discussion as we can before the timer runs out. So, earlier this week, set photos from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 surfaced, which seemingly revealed that Sylvester Stallone would be joining the film. Now, thanks to a report from On Location Vacations, we might have some idea about who he might be playing. According to someone who saw him on set, Stallone's costume looks a lot like Judge Dredd. The uniforms of the Nova Corps, seen in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, bear a striking resemblance to the iconic Judge Dredd costume, so it would seem that Stallone may be portraying a Nova Corps member. The same source also claimed that Howard the Duck would be returning for the Galactic sequel, which matches previous rumors. Guys, what do we think about Stallone joining Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss.
I'll keep this one brief, but it's a Tango and Cash, Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone reunion. I love the way these two work together. I'm pumped. I have other thoughts about Howard the Duck, but we'll get there.
No, I'm super excited about it. Like, and especially that Stallone's kind of like doing more acting stuff now too. That's pretty
fresh out of
exciting.
Oscar nomination.
I was gonna say serious
And
acting,
it
but
deserved one.
Guardians of the Galaxy isn't like serious acting. It's very fun comedic acting.
It's still acting, though.
But it's still acting, yeah, but not like creepy.
Yeah, I think that the description of his costume, I never realized how similar the Nova Corps uniforms
Dredd,
look to Judge Dredd, but they really do look like exactly the same. So I think it'll be cool because we know that Glenn Close is coming back as Nova Prime. John C. Reilly has not been confirmed to return. So I think it's possible that we might see him as like a very high-ranking member of the Nova Corps.
That makes sense. Or maybe
that's cool.
maybe like a, not international, but intergalactic.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now all we've seen of the Nova Corps is they've really stuck to Xandar.
Yeah, they're a whole empire.
Right.
Basically.
So maybe he's one of their like, oh, there's a problem way over there. Let's send our best pilot field guy or whatever out. And if it's Stallone, that just makes me happy.
Yeah. Now,
Howard
the Duck. Yes.
I mean, I was super excited about him at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So, I mean, seeing that he's going to come back, I think it's kind of funny.
See, I wasn't as excited. I think he's a little random and a little out of place.
I don't think it'll be a large piece again. I mean, like, not again. I don't think he'll be a large piece in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think it's maybe another nod.
I agree. I think it'll be a good part for him as long as it's small.
Yeah.
Cool. What's next?
In collaboration with that hashtag show, who originally broke the news that Finn Jones had been cast in Iron Fist, MCUExchange has reported on 4 new characters joining the upcoming Netflix show. While the characters are listed under codenames, they appear to be Joy Meacham, Ward Meacham, Davos the Steel Serpent, and most interestingly, Colleen Wing. Check in the description below this video for a link to read the full character descriptions on MCUExchange.com. Guys, let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss this story.
Yeah, really exciting. I think that Joy and Ward Meacham, Meacham is the last name of Harold Meacham, who was Wendell Rand's business partner who betrayed him and ultimately led to his death. So I think his daughter showing up, and I think I think in the comics, Ward is his brother, but judging by the age they listed for the actors, I'm guessing it'll be his son. So having Joy and Ward Meacham show up, I think really highlights the sort of business drama aspect of Iron Fist.
And I think it gives, because right now we haven't heard anything about an antagonist or even, right? We're so early in the process, but also I think the Meachams, because of the way that Danny kind of tries to avenge his father, I think it'll give him a very interesting dynamic to be like, okay, Steel Serpent, who do I care about more? Which threat do I have to deal with?
Am I Danny Rand or am I Iron Fist?
Exactly.
Right. And then the Colleen Wing stuff is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
and then we have like an Asian female character, which is diversity amazing.
Right, yeah. I mean, but representation and all that aside, Colleen Wing's just a really cool character. And it's awesome that they're bringing her into it. The more people with fighting experience, the better, in my opinion. And I think that all of these people, Misty Knight, Elektra, Colleen Wing, they're all going to be showing up in the Defenders. And so I think while the main Defenders might just be the four that are getting their own series, I think that the team, once it's assembled in the Avengers, is going to be
and like will Punisher be there?
Awesome.
Great.
Cool.
What's next?
As production is set to begin soon on Sony's Spider-Man reboot starring Tom Holland, Deadline and Variety have given us our first bit of casting news. Actress and singer Zendaya has been reportedly cast as Michelle. While we don't know much about the character yet, Variety has reported that Michelle will neither be a lead in the Spider-Man movie nor a love interest for Peter Parker, but will play a larger role in future films. Guys, what do we think about this casting news for Spider-Man? Let's put 90 seconds on the clock and discuss. Well, I mean, I really only know Zendaya from her fashion choices recently and Disney Channel from babysitting, so I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I have a problem with his whole from the moment he's on the ground and you see his face all worried, and I was like, yes, and then
the jumping off over the car and then hearing him
the Audi,
and then you hear him claw, and it's just like,
yes.
Goodness.
And then him fighting Bucky.
And then getting shot at and then just standing there.
Well, right. Now remember,
his suit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His suit it's all vibranium. He doesn't just have vibranium claws. So he is wearing a suit of armor made of Captain America's shield.
But also as flexible as what looks like Peter Parker's suit.
Right.
Yeah. That skin tight.
He moves around in it. He's fast.
I mean, now he outruns or outjumps the motorcycle, because from what it looks like is he's running, jumps onto the hood of the Audi and jumps towards, panther flies towards that motorcycle and claws the back tire.
Yeah.
How quick, how powerful do we think he's going to be?
I think he'll be peak human. I don't think he'll be as strong as Cap. Maybe his suit will make him comparable to Captain America, but I don't think there's any superhuman.
So we're saying the perfect mix between Cap and Iron Man. Right? He's got the suit that helps
I like
to the peak physicality of a human.
Right. Yeah. He's partially tech based, but also
but it's also is he going to be drinking? Right. It's the tea that gives him the Wakandan.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any sort of supernatural or superhuman powers involved. I think it's going to be all him and his suit. That's all it's going to be.
Cool.
But the suit is enough to make him basically Captain America.
And the claws.
And the claws, right.
I love the sound of the claws. That keeps replaying in my head.
Go ahead.
The Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yes.
First off, I really like the Scarlet Witch thing where when they're New York, DC, and then they say Sokovia, and they go to her, and Cap's I think that's enough.
Yeah,
I like the more
she's thinking about her brother.
They're having more emphasis on her, and then they have that quick shot of her just destroying Vision,
or controlling. It looks like.
He's on his knees,
had it everywhere, and he was crumbling. It's cool.
It's very cool. Seeing those two fight, I think, is going to be a really cool fight.
And then when we have there's that really wide shot of everyone running at each other, and you see Iron Man and War Machine take off, and you're like, okay, I guess Falcon and Vision's on this side, and then it's okay, I guess Falcon can fly. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and she's higher than him.
Yeah. So one thing that I thought was really interesting is that shot of the ocean when a building arises out of the ocean. It looks like the MCU is going to bring the raft into it, into this movie, which is kind of a secret super prison in the middle of the ocean. And I think that there is a pretty good chance that we might see the Abomination show up.
Whoa.
You think in Civil War?
Not for any big role.
Okay,
but
I
think if we're going to see a super secret prison for superpowered people, we should see the prisoners that live there.
Well, because
that would be so.
So you bring that up,
awesome.
and my mind immediately goes to that one of the first shots in the trailers. Tony he's got his arm in a sling, and he's standing in what looks like there's a bunch of empty cells in there, and maybe this is from me watching the way Flash puts their metahumans in their prison. It's like that glass, so you can see their powers, but not really. And it's like the thing they put Hulk in.
In the Avengers, in the helicarrier.
And it's like that glass.
Yeah.
Clearly Clash shouldn't be able to hold these people.
Obviously
but it
not
does.
glass, but whatever.
Right, it's
whatever
see-through. It looks like Tony's kind of standing in front of 6 cells or something.
Yeah.
It's might be. And I could be completely wrong about this, but if they're doing the raft, which it really does look like, I think that might be.
You think
are
that
we
shot might have
putting
been...
Bucky in one of them? Do we have to put Cap in one of them? Right. It's these are cells for each person.
If we got
Scarlet
a
Witch
prison
goes in
break
there.
Scene, we did in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, I don't think we'll get it. I don't think they'll get them in prison, but I think we might see Tony start to plan for if he has to put them there.
Okay.
I think he might be going there saying, look, if this gets out of hand, we need to not just be able to capture them because then what do? We need to have the redundancies available to put them away and keep them there.
Especially with Scarlet Witch on the other hand.
It's you think of Falcon and it's just take
his backpack away and he's fine.
Yeah. And
but then Scarlet Witch can just fly. Whatever she wants.
From the trailer, she can pretty much. I don't know the limits of her power.
I think we're going to learn a lot about her powers.
I don't think she knows the limits of her powers.
We're going to learn a lot this movie about her powers, I think.
So if they're doing the raft, which it definitely looks like they are, and Baron Zemo, who we still haven't seen, by the way. We haven't seen anything of him. And I think part of the reason for that is that he's being set up for later movies.
Yes, I agree.
So Baron Zemo, Thunderbolt Ross, the raft, are they setting up Thunderbolts for Phase 4?
Maybe Phase 4?
Yeah, certainly not anytime in the next few years.
I don't know how much they're gonna... It seems like we have so many characters, and this kind of goes back to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing we're talking about. We have so many characters. We haven't even talked about Ant-Man on Hawkeye's arrow yet. We
will, don't worry.
But this is my point. We have so many characters, and there are going to be so many movies to explain people's powers and not even origin stories, but just stories to tell.
Right.
I think they might work Thunderbolt into the story, but I don't know if he'll ever get a standalone.
Oh, no. I mean the Thunderbolts, the team, not Thunderbolt Ross.
I still think with the Avengers and if we're doing our Netflix Defenders, I don't think Marvel's going to try and have two basically competing teams at the same time.
Yeah, because then also you can think about Guardians of the Galaxy as well. They are more of like a galactic type team.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But Thunderbolts has the unique perspective in that they're not heroes, really.
Right.
I mean, it's like you would never have the Justice League and Suicide Squad in the same universe, except of course you would. And DC is.
Right, but then again, DC hasn't done standalone movies for 8, 10, 12 other characters.
True. But I don't think that we need necessarily standalone movies. I don't even know that we need a whole Thunderbolts movie. But I do think that there's a good chance that we might see the Thunderbolts at some point.
I totally
agree with. I think we'll see them as a team. I thought you were saying, are they going to get their own standalone?
I do think that's possible too in Phase 4. Because where else would you go in Phase 4? After you beat Thanos, where do you go from there?
I mean, and then this again, our perennial problem. It goes back to a rights issue. if Spidey works out and we start being able to get some of his villains, if we can get Fantastic Four back.
Yeah, that's a big if.
Right? It's a big if. But if this deal works,
right,
and Sony makes bank,
which they will,
why would, right? It's that whole thing of why would we not see this? And maybe this is just me being purely as optimistic as possible, because I would love to see the Fantastic Four and their villains mainly in the MCU.
I completely agree. I think the big difference is Fox doesn't need it as bad as Sony did.
Absolutely.
Right, agreed. Especially, yes, but I would still, it's still, with the whole every 7 years they have to make the movie, otherwise the rights revert.
Right.
What do they do in, 5 years now?
They
6
push
years?
out another shitty reboot. But getting back to the Civil War trailer, Addie, favorite moment other than Spider-Man. We're taking Spider-Man out of the running.
There's so many moments just going through my head. Like, I don't like.
Okay, then I'll start.
Yeah. Why do you always do that to me?
I'm sorry. Ant-Man on Hawkeye.
Ant-Man on.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see Ant-Man specifically get shot off an arrow since they announced he got his own movie.
So
I'm so excited.
For us, it was last night. For you guys, it was 2 days ago. Jeremy Renner tweeted a picture of his new costume with the hashtag #GetOnMyTip, which is kind of funny. But also, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, it's happening.
And I'm so glad it's happening.
The arrow breaks apart,
right,
and he flies through one of
Iron Man's hands.
Yeah, one of his fingers. And
then there's a comic book panel of that happening, and it happens a lot.
It happened in Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Ant-Man just grows into an uppercut, which is
I don't know if he'll do that.
I don't know if he'll do that,
or if he'll stay small and mess with Tony's suit. That's what he did with Falcon.
Oh, and that kind of goes back to the rumor with Maria Hill.
Yeah.
Maybe that she provides some information about the suit to them, and Ant-Man learns.
Ant-Man knows how to sabotage Tony's suit.
Yeah, because Falcon, in Ant-Man, he just kind of messes with whatever he can.
Yeah, and in the Ant-Man movie, the flashback to the 60s of Hank Pym, she goes into to disable the bomb. Right, she goes into there. So it seems like there's a recurring theme of
I don't think he'll have to go subatomic and go in between the molecules of his suit.
It's still the same principle of to stop technology,
right?
Get tiny, pull some wires,
right? Yeah, and I think we've got a good shot of seeing that happen with Tony's suit.
I cannot wait to see that move finished.
So, question for you guys: in the trailer, we see Rhodey get shot.
Yes.
And it looks like he gets hit with some sort of energy blast.
Yeah, and it's right in the chest.
It's right in the chest, but nobody on Cap's team. Go ahead, Addie.
I just thought about this because we were talking about Scarlet Witch and being able to control Vision. What if it's Vision's pew?
Right. Well, so that was
and she's controlling him doing that.
Oh, you think Scarlet Witch controls Vision to shoot down Rhodey?
That's a possibility.
So that was my question, which is, who do we think shot him?
I thought it was from the trailers, the way it's cut together, it looks like it's Bucky with some kind of RPG.
I don't think it is. I
don't think so either.
I think if the trailers make it look like something, you can be pretty sure it's not that.
But then
something.
Again, if Bucky does shoot down Iron Man's best friend, there's a lot of tension. It also depends on where in the movie that comes, if that kicks off the whole thing, if that's just a consequence.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, even the way they edited it in the trailer, it didn't look like
when
he was holding the gun.
Yeah.
It looked like he was inside, so I don't think it was.
Yeah. And the angle was just wrong. Yeah. Because he was shooting straight on.
Well, it was definitely
War Machine got hit from below.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, and it also just didn't look like a bullet or a rocket. It looked like some sort of energy blast.
And
Vision could do it, but Vision's on Rhodey's side, so there's no way Vision would do that. Unless, like you said, Scarlet Witch was controlling him.
It's just because we talked about that.
Unless there's another piece of tech that somebody comes up with that's to stop.
Right.
Iron
Somebody's
Man,
holding some sort of
tech. It's basically, what are they called?
Like an EMP?
EMP, thank you. I was going to say EKG, and that's not right.
No, it's not. But so who...
Well, also, does Rhodey then die?
No. They showed that in the trailer. If he died, there's no way that would have been in the trailer.
Yeah.
Right. But it looks like he's down and out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm sure he'll be taken out of commission.
And Iron Man's face, or Tony's face, when he looks up, is watching it and being like,
good.
And then I was like, halfway through, I was like sitting up, like really invested, and it was great.
Yeah. How did you guys like Elena Rodriguez as Slingshot?
The way they had explained her power and the way they tapped it, so she is not, because our whole thing, last week about people being too powerful on that, her whole like heartbeat can only run was
so
perfect.
Cool.
And I also really liked her as an actress. I loved, there was a little bit of a, sorry, I'm rambling. Let me finish this point. I thought there was a little bit of a disconnect when she could understand English and then didn't understand English and then could speak it and then didn't speak it.
I think when she did speak English at the end, it looks like they were trying to make it seem like they told her what to say.
Yeah, no, I know, but there were...
No, I get what you're saying. You're talking about a couple, like, during the interrogation scene when she was in the...
Yeah, and I was like, why? You just couldn't understand a word.
Yeah.
And now you can partially...
The one sentence where Daisy or Mac or somebody mentioned the police, and she seemed to recognize that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, policia and police, they're similar enough words. She probably picked it out of context. But
it didn't take me out too much, though, during the episode. I
But
really
my only problem was, like, they were trying to have a conversation, and I have had a conversation with someone who I do not speak the language. And I was in the Czech Republic, and you can't even try.
Right.
Like, I get that maybe Mac knows a little Spanish, and
obviously you had
she
Joey.
knows a little, I loved him. Shut up.
I think the only thing that I didn't love about this episode is that you can really start to feel the sheer number of characters that this show has.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, what did May do this episode?
May just kind of like, she was in 2 episodes. She watched Coulson like talk.
Yeah. 2 scenes, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. 2 scenes. She just kind of like watched people talk, and that's really it.
Well, and I think maybe once they break off Bobby and Hunter for their own series, we might see them disappear from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. They might be like, they're on a secret mission, bye.
Right.
Which I think will be great.
The other thing that they did, which I think will help, is that Daisy's kind of instituting an off-leash program with the Secret Warriors. Right.
And there's
Joey can leave and come back when they need.
Yeah.
And then just the one thing of the 3 months later.
Yeah,
at the very beginning.
Forward.
So that's
her necklace.
That's her necklace. And
it looked like it.
Right.
I have my own theory about that. Well, who do you think? Do you think it is Slingshot?
I mean, from the necklace, I think it's Slingshot.
Okay. Who do you think it is?
Who's
in the spaceship?
In the spaceship.
Oh, I don't think it's Slingshot. Maybe like Mac.
See, that's my thought exactly. When he said that, I don't like to talk about it, but I'm a man of faith as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think it's gonna. I think that's a misdirect. I think Mac's gonna bite the dust at the end of the season.
So it's immediately you think it's Yo-Yo, but it's
that will break my heart because I
really like Mac.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Awesome.
To what we've all been waiting for. What's our main discussion, Addie?
Our next segment this episode is our main discussion of the day, where we debate something about the future of the MCU. Just yesterday, a brand new trailer for Captain America Civil War hit the internet. This was also accompanied by a series of new character posters for each member of the team, set visit reports from various outlets, and tickets for the movie going on sale online. With the marketing machine for Civil War in full swing, our main discussion question today is, what was the best part of the Civil War trailer?
Okay, so clearly I wrote that question before the trailer dropped.
The best part was the entire thing.
Well, but there's clearly one real best part, and it was Spider-Man
at the end. Yeah.
It just, the first thing about that last image of him is hearing his voice come out of that costume, because Tom Holland is 19 years old, so he's actually a child still compared to the other Spider-Mans, and it's just such a weird thing to see coming out of that costume.
Oh, see, my favorite thing about that was the little eye squint. I think that's, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter were like, oh, they're copying Deadpool. And actually, if you think about when they had to do production for this, there's no way they're copying Deadpool, but seeing how well it worked, I'm very, very happy that that's happening.
I like the noise with it too.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, whereas Deadpool did it they never really explained how that eye motion worked. It looked very technical. It looked almost like a camera lens for Peter Parker. Maybe some Stark tech.
That's
I'm
my other
guessing
thing
it's
is
Stark.
I can't imagine his suit is made by anybody but Stark.
Well, it looked kind of homemade. So I think for the most part, the suit is...
It might have some
Peter's.
updates from Tony Stark.
Upgrades from Tony.
And we also see in that trailer, there's when he's flipping, you can see the web slinger, you can see the pouches of what looks like extra webbing.
Right. Loved that.
Yeah, and especially the web grabbing the shield, tying. Now the interesting thing is Cap's hands got tied, and I didn't see him try and break out of it. Well, and I don't know if that's because it depends on how strong that webbing is. If Stark's made it, that webbing might be really
I think
strong.
It would cheapen the character a little bit if Stark made the webbing, because
Peter
Parker is a genius.
Yeah.
So I think...
I mean, still to the point of, though, how strong do you think that webbing is?
And just in general, how strong is Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think he might be, like, just genuinely surprised that happens, and then he hears, like, a child talking out of a costume, and he's like, what's happening right now?
But I mean, the question is then, for the fight that ensues, for me, I'm assuming right after that, does Cap just go, okay, that was easy? Does he struggle a little bit?
Right.
Does someone have to...
I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, at least.
Yeah.
Just to not be like, oops.
I mean, obviously... Cap is stronger than your average person,
right?
But that web has got to be stronger than a rope, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be at least a bit difficult for him.
Yeah.
Now I think Black Panther's claws could probably cut through.
Oh,
Let's talk about Black Panther.